Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the East Delaware Knights Team Builder Dynasty here on College Football 26. Today, we continue year number 4 of the Dynasty and our first ever season as the defending national champions from last year. So, we've got the biggest target on our backs. We know that we're going to get everybody's best shot. Last episode, we were able to handle it. We took on a few teams that didn't really deserve to be on the same field as us. We took on Florida. We beat them. We took on Delaware. We crushed them. They did not even need to be in the same area code as us, even though we share a state. So we delivered a beautiful 2-0 episode. Now things get a little bit more intense. Things are growing and they're escalating a little bit quicker than I would have preferred. We take on Penn State, which, to be fair, we have never lost to in this dynasty. We have 3 seasons. We have 3 wins over Penn State. But we now have a national championship, and Penn State might be looking to play spoiler early on. And when it's a rivalry and one of you has just won a national championship, the other team's going to feel a little hurt about that. So they're going to want to go a little extra hard against us. So we'll have to try to counteract that. We also have, I think it's Florida State is our second game of the episode today. So that one, it's a name brand team, but it's not anything that we should be too afraid of, at least on paper. Maybe when we get into the game, you never know. We have seen on plenty of times where this team, on defense at least, does not play very well. So we'll see what happens. But we've got a pretty big episode today. I hope you guys go and enjoy. If you do, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of that, help me get there. Click that subscribe button, join the Juice Club. That would be much appreciated. It really would mean a lot to me. So let's get into it. And let's get into week 4, week 5 of the college football season. We got to win these games. Every game is a must win. It was a must win last year. It's even more of a must win this year. We take on Penn State in the first game of today's doubleheader. The second game is, yes, it is against Florida State. I was pretty sure that's who it was, but I couldn't remember for certain. And that is opening up ACC play with Florida State. Then we got Virginia, NC State, Temple, a bye week, Georgia Tech, Clemson, Boston College, Syracuse, and then North Texas. And if you're wondering why North Texas is in the ACC, it is because of promotion relegation. They earned their spot in. That is our schedule. It's not a particularly difficult for the defending champs. Not a particularly daunting schedule where you don't want to play any of those teams. I feel like we have a good shot against any of them. And this is what our roster looks like. I really am excited about Vernon Woolihan, man. I think he can do big things. He had a pretty impactful first episode, so I really think the sky is the limit for this man. As only a freshman redshirt, he's just going to continue to explode. He's got elite dev. He's going to be fantastic. But in this sea of experience, the sea of seniors and juniors, one freshman pokes through as the bright spot of the future, but it's so many veterans that we've seen so much of over the past 4 years now. It's a lot of guys that we've come to know and come to love, and it's going to be hard when we have to say goodbye to all these guys. There's so many seniors that we're going to be losing this year, this offseason, and maybe even some juniors that go with them. Maybe Cam Pruitt goes to the NFL. That's a possibility. Maybe Applewhite goes to the NFL. I don't think he would unless he has a killer season for us at quarterback, but maybe he does. Butler Tanner probably doesn't go to the NFL. But there's a lot of juniors that could at least have the opportunity to go. So it's going to be insane. I did go through the formation subs, and I added Kenyon Garnett to a lot more formations. So I'm hoping that gets him into the QB Blast formation package, because that's what we need to have, because we can't have it Tanner Applewhite running QB Blast. That's just not the move. As far as recruiting goes, We are in a pretty similar spot to where we were last episode, obviously. We've got a good lead for a few different players, and we have a couple of good pipelines. And we've seen over the past few seasons of both South Carolina Dynasty, this Dynasty, Rutgers Simulation Dynasty, we've seen S-tier pipelines really, really come into effect in recruiting. And we felt it here personally with Theo Graves. So we have a history with the S-tier pipeline not working in our favor and really dominating against us. So now that we have some S-tier pipelines in our favor, I'm hoping we can utilize that and really win those recruitments pretty easily. But it's not going to be easy. Nothing ever is. But we are gaining so much influence for the number 3 player in the country, Sean Washington. I mean, that influence bar is massive. And it's because we have the strategist ability, which I think is negating how much their deal breaker is affecting. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Now, Addison Arrington doesn't have that ability. It is actually Jeff Choate who has the ability. And it is, let's see, wide receivers have a bigger visit on impacts. No, I think okay. So it's this. It's actually the linebacker. The lower the bar is tier 3. Linebackers have a lower deal breaker threshold. That ability is actually really, really helpful when it comes to recruiting because Sean, what's his name? Sean Washington has proximity to home. He's from Texas. It was like a B plus or an A or something like that. Now it's a B minus. So his deal breaker being proximity to home is not necessarily as important to him anymore because Jeff Choate is rubbing his back, telling him he's gonna do well in Dover, Delaware. We'll figure out how that plays out, and it's not just him that it's working on. It's working on Damian Foster as playing style is his deal breaker. Although nobody else is even going after Damian Foster, so I'm really hoping we can clear up this recruitment super quickly and move those points on to other people that are going to need them a little bit more. But let's get into it. It's finally time. Rivalry game. We don't like Penn State. They don't like us. But we have beaten this team 3 years in a row. And I'm hoping we can do it one more time. We're not going to wear the state pride. That's only for Delaware games. You know what? We've worn the Shadow a few times, haven't we? We haven't really worn the Crusader uniforms, but I feel like those are more road uniforms as they are like white uniforms. So let's just rock the traditional homes against Penn State and see if we can keep up that undefeated streak against the Nittany Lions. But I mean, they are Penn State at the end of the day. They're going to be tough. At least I would think they are. Here we are in Dover, Delaware, and I just took a look at the temperature outside here. I don't know if there's humidity involved, but it is 97 degrees, which also is a band, or is that 98 degrees? Is it 97? I don't remember. There's a boy band named one of those degrees. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think is it 98 degrees? It might be 98 degrees. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's 97 degrees here in the kickoff of this game. So the people are going to be needing some fans on the sidelines. They're going to be needing some water. We're going to need that water boy out there just pumping full of that high-quality H2O. We're going to need all kinds of liquids, IVs, everything to keep these players from cramping up and passing out from heat stroke in this game. I don't think I've ever seen the temperature get to 97 in one of these. Maybe it has, and I just never noticed it, but I noticed it today. 97 I feel bad for the fans. The fans who have to just sit in the stands with the sun shining down on them. 97 degrees is kind of crazy. Who knew it got that hot in Dover, Delaware? Although technically, I think we're still in Texas because we did take over the University of Rice. In the lore of this series, Rice got the death penalty and we took their spot. But I think in real terms, I think we just have their stadium or their location. That's why it's 97 degrees. Because I don't think in September it's getting to be 97 degrees. Or I guess what would this be? Would this be August? I don't know. Probably not August since we're a couple weeks into the season. It might be maybe September probably. But I don't think it's getting to 97 degrees in Dover, Delaware. Anyway, enough talking about the temperature. We are moving the football pretty consistently against this Penn State squad, although I spoke too soon probably. as Penn State defensive lineman gets in there. Malik LaRocque. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. He could be French. I don't want to disrespect him. I'm going to go underneath. That is Xavier Johnson, and he really needs to be the guy who steps up in the replacement of Keelan Rounds now that Keelan is off to greener pastures in the NFL. We brought Xavier Johnson in the portal, and we need him to be that guy, that trustworthy go-to guy on those situations. And speaking of trustworthy go-to guys in those situations, Greg Ard gets the job done on the ground there. Nice little rushing touchdown. And Garrison Spanspawn gets hurt on the play, one of the plays. But we lead 7-0. That was a very simple drive, very straightforward drive on offense for us. And offense has never really been the issue in any of these 4 seasons. It's never really been the issue. Sometimes we can have a streak where we struggle on moving the football, but for the most part, offense has never really been our problem consistently. It's been the defense allowing big chunk yardage plays. It's been getting gashed. That's really what our problem has been. We are taking on Grunkenmeyer, who is still here, even 4 years deep into this dynasty. That is a good tackle from Peyton Morgan. We do have Peyton Morgan playing the slot this year because he just is not good enough to play on the border. He's not put it on the boundary. He's not that kind of corner. At least not when I have him, because last year he was getting cooked every single time, it felt like. And speaking of getting cooked, we just got bulldozed right there. But putting Peyton Morgan in the slot has made him feel a little bit more productive, a little bit more like he's playing up to his rating and how good he should be on paper. We took a lot of time off this first quarter clock. We're already about to end the first quarter, and Penn State is just continuing their first drive. Oh, look at Jarek Francis. That was a huge rush that made the running back go right into Langston Bowling, who had a big episode, a debut episode for Langston Bowling. He's kind of been an afterthought. I don't want to disrespect him, but he's kind of been pushed to the back burner a little bit these first 3 seasons. He's been here the entire time. Year 1, he was very solid, but then year 2 and year 3, as we brought in other guys in the portal and recruiting and all that kind of stuff, he kind of got moved around and maybe lost his edge. But then this year, that last episode, he really made his name known that he's back and he's going to be a dominant force this senior year. And Jeremiah Wolf missing that tackle is pretty brutal. I have to go for cut sticks because I feel like if I try to just do a traditional diving attempt, it's just going to be broken. That's just how it happens. So I got to go with the cut sticks, and the cut sticks don't always turn out the way you want them to. But they are at least a little bit more consistent than the traditional arm tackles. We need the edge rushers to step up. That's one of our big strengths we've had these past few years, is we've had dominant edge pressure, and we need that again this year. DJ Pickett, nice swat to incomplete that pass. That's a really heads-up play from DJ Pickett. Third day, we need Cormier to get a rush here. He's not going to. That's the end zone, swatted away, and it will be a field goal attempt. I would have liked if you would have just turned your hips and caught that ball. That would have been pretty nice, but you know what? A swat I'll take because this is a tough angle to kick this field goal. It is up, and it is just through the right upright and good. So Penn State gets on the board with 3. They didn't score 7 like we did, so we got to go out there and do it again. Cameron Poe, the Dragon Warrior, will take it to the 19-yard line. Jarek Francis picks up injury. That's not ideal. Don't like that at all. Jarek has been that consistent presence in the middle of the defensive line for 4 seasons now. As Greg Ard will take the first handoff for 3. You know what? Let me pop a little screen. We haven't thrown the ball too much today. It's been a lot of running. We'll pop a little screen here. Get Greg Ard in the passing game and see if he can do anything. He gets a couple of yards, but we'll go with that classic mesh spot. Either Deion Buck or Xavier Johnson is going to get open here. And I'm going to hit Xavier Johnson. He's wide. He's got it. Big first down. He's in the Keelan Rounds role. That's what Keelan Rounds made famous here in Dover. So for somebody else to do it, it's going to take a lot. That's Deion Buck. He's got a lot of speed. I think 93 to be exact. Oh, I didn't even mention, I did put Marquise Springs in at starting tight end. I moved him and Butler Tanner. I swapped them because I just, like I said in the last episode, I just feel that Marquise Springs, he's got more athleticism, he's faster. I just feel like he fits my play style a little bit better than Isaiah Butler Tanner. No disrespect to him, he's been a quality tight end for me. But he's not very fast. He's got like 74, 75 speed, something like that. He just doesn't really, he doesn't vibe. He doesn't mesh with what I'm doing. So he's still going to play, but he's not my number one tight end anymore. Marquise Springs is going to be that. As Greg Ard takes that for a beautiful first down. We love to see that. We're going to go jet touch pass here as we have 1:30 to go in the half. Penn State will have the football to start the second half. We're going to hit Dion Buck. Oh, you got to throw the block. Oh, Greggy boy. He missed the one guy that he's supposed to block. That's brutal. That is brutal. I'm probably going to have to turn shoe clock off after this play, though. We're going to roll. We're going to roll. I see triangle. Now I can hit it. And there it is, Dion Buck. I was waiting for him to clear because that linebacker or corner, edge rusher, whoever it was, I felt like he was going to make a play on it if I threw it earlier. So had to be patient. And with 45 seconds left, handoff. Greg Ard, man, number 94 is not getting blocked. We gotta adjust. Somebody's gotta take him. Just step in front of him is all you really need to do. Just get in front of him. Garnett's gonna roll, and I have triangle, but I thought Carney Garnett was gonna be the better option, and it turned out that it was. Somehow he ducked through. I need to see that again. How did he do this? We know that Kenny Garnett is electric all with his legs. I saw triangle, and maybe triangle would have been a touchdown. It probably would have been. But I didn't think that Garnett was going to be able to make that throw, so I just stayed with him. And then he just does a little dash right there at the end to avoid number 3 and then get to the 1. That was pretty nifty. I like that. And here comes Daryl Truman to try to punch it in. Truman, he's in! Touchdown, East Delaware. Daryl Truman scores. And we take a 14-3 lead over the Nittany Lions at home. With 21 seconds, I don't know what Penn State's going to do. I would guess that they would just maybe run one play and let the clock run out. But we'll find out. Nice little hit. 19 seconds left. 10-yard line. They're coming out in a formation that seems like they're going to be aggressive. But they'll just go to a run, and he will get a couple of yards, and they're not going to call a timeout. That's going to be the game. So that's going to be the half. They end up doing exactly what I thought they would do. Unless they snap it right here real quick. They do, and it's a Grunkmeyer keeper, and he slides down. I don't know what that does. That doesn't really do anything except for pad his rushing stats a little bit. I don't know. You chose to do it, I guess. And then they will get the ball to start the second half as we send it away. Let me see if I can get a big hit on him. Nope. He's going to kneel it. Okay. Be that way. Be that way. Grunkenmeyer all by himself. This is a perfect time to sack him. Oh, he's going wide receiver screen. We kind of contained it. Good. Maybe? Did we contain that well? I don't even know. I mean, he had a lot of blockers in front of him, which kind of gave him some free yardage. Hand out to the running back. Oh, you got to tackle him right there. That might have been Jeremiah Wolf. I'm not sure who that was. You got to tackle him. Oh, no, actually, I think it might have been Cam Pruitt, actually, who missed the tackle. Somebody's got to bring him down. Pruitt's also the one who swatted the ball in the end zone instead of intercepting it, which allowed them to get 3 points. I don't know. Maybe you should have done that. Maybe you should have picked it off. That is Woollyhand bringing him down along with Pruitt. 3rd and 2. Got to bring a blitz. Got to bring a blitz. Get aggressive. Get in the face of Grunkenmeyer. He's not going to be prepared for it. He's not good enough. We're not going to get in the face. It's a first down. Woollyhand forces him out of bounds. Wes Batonio, offensive lineman for Penn State, injured on that play. But it's a fresh set of downs. Penn State converts the 3rd. Not ideal. Not ideal one bit. And, oh, I missed the hits. I missed the hit severely. I don't like this. Penn State moving the football again. We're going to have to stop them like we did in the red zone last time. We're not getting any edge pressure. And Dominic Kirks is just frozen. I don't know what happened with Dominic Kirks there. I tried to rush with him. He just never got out of his three-point stance. I don't know what happened there. That was insane. I couldn't move him. He was literally locked. Luckily, I was able to change players, but... Oh, that's a really good ball up the seam. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. That is a really good ball. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And they're going to go for 2 to try to make this a 3-point game. We got to Grunkenmeyer, but the screen was blocked perfectly. To perfection. And it's a 14-11 game. That was a really rough drive for us. I told you, our offense is consistent. Our defense, I guess they are consistent. They're consistently bad. But we're not getting any pressure on Grunkenmeyer. He's either getting the ball away too quickly or he is just having the offensive line block for him. We're not getting any rush. But look at Cameron Poe. Doesn't have the juke skills. We've seen that over the 4 years. Doesn't have those juke skills, but he is still a quality running back. And he can take a rest when Greg Ard comes in. He's got great blocking, and Ard is going to get... They're going to give him inches on that. All right. They give him inches. Let's go with Poe again. And the blocking wasn't necessarily there, but it was enough to get the first down. 5 for 53 for Cam. Ooh, they're really begging me to run on that left side, but I'm going to stick to the plan. And the plan was not good. I should have adjusted. Should have adjusted. They rushed and got through quickly. They got through quickly. I got to throw this away. It's going to be a... whatchamacallit. They covered the one route that I was going to throw because I've called that play so many times this game that they knew it was coming. They were prepared. And they covered it really well. And then obviously got the rush. We're going to go to Dion Buck. If he can turn up the field. Oh, Dion, you got to turn up the field faster than that. You got to turn up the field faster than that. You got 93 speed. I will punt it away. I'm not going to be stupid, especially with a 3-point lead. Although, to be fair, they might just end up scoring anyway. But at least they have to go down the field on us. Let me try and user maybe... I don't know. Either one has not really been working too well. Oh, man, these screens are killing me. These RPOs, these screens, these quick passes. They are working really well, and I don't like it. Hold the ball a little bit longer. Let me get a rush on you. Hand out to the running back. Holding call on Penn State. He gets the first down, but they are backing up. Back that baby up. Instead of a first down, it is going to be 2nd and 15. That's kind of big. That is kind of big. I'd love back-to-back holding calls. That'd be really huge. Another little screen out to the running back. And they get 4 yards, but we tackle them down. Is that what the Penn State offense has been boiled down to? Just quick little screen passes, RPOs? I guess if it gets them a touchdown, they'll use it. But DJ Pickett brings down the running back, 4th and 7. That holding call came up clutch. That holding call came up clutch because it killed their drive. I tell you what, man. Holding calls are drive killers. We've experienced it time and time again on our side. And Penn State just got it right there. And with 44 seconds to go in the quarter, we're going to try to score again. We should have scored on that last drive. It was pretty tough that we didn't. We're going to hit Greg Ard, and he's going to fall forward to the 49. Let's go with the inside zone. I don't want to call these jet sweeps because I don't think my guys are going to throw blocks like they should. But I do think that jet sweeps could be a productive play as Greg Ard bounces that for more yards than I thought he was going to get it originally. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. All we got to do is hang on for the fourth quarter, and we will win this game and take a 4-0 series lead against the Nittany Lions. If you would have told me we'd have a 4-0 series lead against Penn State when we started this dynasty, I would have said, you're lying. That's a joke, right? But we upset Penn State in year one. That was a magical game. I couldn't believe we did that. And then we just kind of built upon it. Ard will start the drive, or start the quarter, with a run there to get the clock moving. 2nd down and 6. I feel like this is a bad idea to call a run here, but I'm going to do it anyway. And Cameron Poe will be denied. He gets a yard. It was definitely a bad call to call a run there. Although I think we can kick a field goal here with Bentley if we have to. But I don't want to have to, and I'm going to have to. Good swat by the defensive tackle. 49-yard field goal. Bentley Richmond, do you have it in you? Do you have that dog in you? I think he does. And he drills it. 17-11. Not how I wanted to end the drive. I wanted to end it with 7, but a 17-11 lead is fine until it's not going to be fine. Because a touchdown and an extra point gives them the lead by 1. So we're going to have to step up on defense here. If they keep wanting to go with these screen passes, we got to be ready for them. And that's going to be Langston Bowling. Oh, no, it's not. It's Jarek Francis. I thought Langston was on that side. I think they might have swapped at the last second. And Jarek Francis is going to bring down the quarterback for a big sack. I think that might be his first of the year. That's a nice little sack. Grunkenmeyer finds some open space. Good tackle. Vernon Woollyhand. I got to get used to him playing. I'm not used to calling his name yet. But he's number 18. I got to get used to seeing that. Number 18 is a stud. From the 22, 3rd and 6. It's a big down. Crowd is loud. Are they going to go after the running back here? They could. No, it's going to be intercepted. It's Cam Pruitt. He listened. Cam Pruitt snags the pick. He redeemed himself. On the first drive Penn State had, the first offensive drive for them, in the end zone, Grunkenmeyer threw a pass in the end zone that got swatted by Pruitt and not picked off, and it resulted in 3 points for the Nittany Lions. This time, and I complained about it, I said he probably should have intercepted, not swatted away. He listened, and he adjusted, and he snags that one, intercepts the pass, and gives us great field position for this next drive. Oh, Cam, you love to see it. Love to see it. Let me get a little play action here. Get Garnett out in space. We know how electric of a runner he is. I see X open. It's not a great throw, but it's good enough. Marquise Springs holds on for the touchdown. And we are rolling. We are rolling. 24-11. That's exactly what we needed. We needed something explosive on defense to get this team where we need to go. And that interception by that man right there, Cam Pruitt, is exactly what we needed. You love to see it, Cam. Love to see it. Did he give me a little celly at the end there? He might have. Show me the celly. I think he just pointed to the crowd, maybe. Yeah, he just pointed to the crowd. But you know what, Cam? You deserve it. You deserve to point to the crowd when you give me a celebration like that. Look at that stud. Look at that stud. All right. 2 minutes and 33 seconds, all that remains in Penn State's game. And they're going to run the ball. Not the right choice. They gain a yard on that. They should have lost a couple yards, but I missed my tackle. Shocker, I know. 2nd and 9. Grunkenmeyer going to take off. No, he's going to fire it down the field, and it's going to be caught. Tolbert got mossed. I jumped for it, but it didn't give me an animation. I don't know what that's all about. I was pressing triangle in the area. I didn't get a jump animation. Maybe I should have went with a swat, but I honestly thought I could pick it off. Not quite sure what happened there. 2-minute warning arrives. That sucks. That's not even Tolbert's fault. It's just not giving me an animation. Man, okay. That's tough. We could have really ruined Penn State's game and maybe ended it if I would have picked that off. Oh, I got baited. I really did. I thought it was a run. Good tackle. I thought that was a run so bad. I even tackled the guy that wasn't even moving. But, you know, I was prepared. I was prepared. If it would have been a run, they would have lost a couple yards. They do lose 3 anyway. Across the middle, he's wide open. Jeremiah Wolf brings him down. Timeout, Nittany Lions. You know what? Nobody even knows what a Nittany Lion is. They don't deserve to win this game. Everybody knows what a knight is. Pettijohn, good tackle. Just force him to the ground. They're running out of time. They need 2 scores, and they are running out of time. Jarek Francis trying to get to the quarterback. Can't do it. And that is going to be... Is my triangle button broken? That's the second time now. It's a touchdown, Penn State. That's the second time now I've gone for an interception on this drive and just not even gotten an animation. I don't know if it's not registering or what, but it's not working. Trust me, I pressed it. Are you serious? Okay, we got it. I'm not quite sure why my triangle button's not working. It worked right there. I just pressed it. I don't know. That should have been an interception easy. But for some reason, maybe it's not registering because I'm pressing it too early. I don't know. But 2 times on that drive, I pressed it multiple times, and they just stood there. Maybe I shouldn't have switched on, but I thought I could have an easy interception. I should have. It was a lob in the corner of the end zone, one-on-one. It shouldn't have been caught. And that's the final timeout used by Penn State. We should be able to win this game. I could just kneel it down, but, I mean, it's a rival. It's a rivalry game. We got to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Although I'll kneel it down now. I don't really want to lose this game. Think about just the scenes. If I ran the ball, he fumbled, they returned it for a touchdown. Oh, my God, I'd be sick. I would be sick. But we beat Penn State for the 4th year in a row. We own William Penn. And Greg Ard is the player of the game. 69 yards, nice. A touchdown added to it. I don't know. I'd probably give that to Cam Pruitt as the player of the game. He probably deserved a little bit more because he's the one who really turned the tide in our favor officially by intercepting that pass and giving us the chance to score that extra touchdown and build that lead. I think that's more the player of the game, but Greg Ard gets it, and we will move on to the next week. I'm excited to see how this recruiting plays out. I want to see how far we jump up on that linebackers board. Oh, look at this. We are first for a lot of different people. You love to see it. Isaiah Butler-Tanner is a big threat to transfer this year. It makes sense. We just bumped him down to the 2nd spot. Okay, so we have jumped into number 2 for Sean Washington, and we are still gaining a good amount of influence over Arkansas. Okay, I like this. We're number 1 for Cordell Bloom still. We are now number 1 for Vince Peters. I think we were, 5, maybe 6 for Vince Peters last week. Now we're number 2, or number 1. We still have Damian Foster, and he's now on campus, or he's ready to be on campus. Unfortunately, he's going to take 40. Because technically we're in Rice. I get it. Or we're in Texas. I understand. I just hate it. I hate it. 40 hours is rough. Hendricks also is ready for a visit. He's going to cost 40 as well. Ugh. All the guys that should technically be close to the school, Maryland, Massachusetts, Connecticut, all these places, New Hampshire, they're not technically close because we're in Texas. All right, well, we'll have to free up 40 hours because I got to get Damian Foster done so that we can move on and put those points elsewhere. So who do I take? How do I free up 40 hours? Who are we not winning on? Bobby Dennis, I could afford to take. Okay, so some of these guys down the board here, nobody's even recruiting. So I could afford to, at least at the moment, take these hours off and free up some hours to get some visits. So D'Angelo Joe, we can take off. That frees up 40 hours there. Bobby Dennis, we can take off 25. Okay, that frees up 60 hours. 60 hours to schedule visits. So if I go to Damian Foster and get a week or a 40-hour visit, we could do the week 10 game against Clemson. That might be a little bit too risky, though. But if I get him week 5, that might not end the recruitment. Do I want to get him week 5 against Virginia? It's really going to be either week 5 or week 10, because week 11, week 12, I want to have the visit hopefully done by then. Week 10 is the same tier opponent, but it's going to be harder to blow them out. I think I'm going to go with Virginia. And we're going to go playing style for him. I think Virginia's the better move because there's a higher chance that we could blow them out, which gives me the higher chance to get the best possible visit. So I think that's what we're going to do. And then with my 20 extra hours, all these guys are going to cost 40, so I can't really schedule any visits right now with these guys. But Muhammad Littlejohn is only going to cost 10. Okay. I could go for Clemson. How fast was he? He is 94 speed, 93 excel. I really would like him on my team. 88 spec catch, 82 deep route running, 78 release. Yeah, he looks like a pretty good player for a 4-star. But Auburn is making a push. How do I want to do this? Because I could want to get him on like a complimentary with one of the quarterbacks that we have. That could help. So maybe that could be a week 10. But with Auburn making this push along with us, maybe I should get him week 5. You know what? Let's just do week 5. We'll do Coach Prestige. So now we're loading up week 5 to make it a pretty important game. And with 10 extra hours, I guess I can just toss them back on somebody. Or I could put Sean Gray on a visit. Auburn also going after him. Let's put him on week 5 as well. He likes Coach Prestige. Good news. Our Coach Prestige is an A+. Okay, we've scheduled some visits. We will see where this leaves us. But we're in a good spot right now. It might not end this way, but we're in a good spot right now. And we will take on Florida State in the second game of the doubleheader. Our first true road game, because that first game against Florida was a neutral site game. So this is our first true road test against a decent team, at least on paper. They're 3-0. They're a name brand team. Who knows how they're going to actually play. Let's go see if we can get this job done. Entering enemy territory here in Tallahassee. Trying to beat Florida State. First time we've ever played Florida State in this series. And I think maybe the first time we've ever played Florida State in College Bowl 26. I can't think of a time where we would have played them, especially not in their own building. So, some new enemies. That's what happens when you join a conference like the ACC. You get to play some teams we haven't played yet. So, this will be nice. Playing against a team like Florida State. They're 3-0. They're not ranked, but they are undefeated so far. We'll see how our defense plays. The defense came up clutch when we needed them to last game against Penn State. We'll see if they can do that again. Or maybe they'll just come up clutch all game, and we won't have to worry about needing them to do it. They'll just do it. Although I have noticed number 5 out there, who's got a star underneath his name, looks pretty big. And Dominic Kirk's going to bring down the quarterback. Okay, that's a nice start. That is a nice little start. But number 5 is a pretty large human being. I don't know who he is. Come on, Cormier, get to the quarterback. Oh, he almost did. It's going to be a first down, Florida State. I almost got to the quarterback. Cormier was there. He just needed like a little bit, like a half a second more time, and he would have got to him. I'm not even sure who the quarterback is. I can't tell on the back of the jersey who that is. Tight end. Oh, he juked me. Wasn't expecting him to juke me. DeMarco Lasco. That's the quarterback's name. Okay. So a recruit that they've brought in the 4 years or 3 years of recruiting that we've had. He's got them 3-0 to start the season. Maybe they can get ranked. I don't remember them seeing them in any college football playoffs recently. I don't think they were in last year's. So maybe Florida State's on a little bit of a downswing. 59-31. Tennessee routs James Madison. Oh, Jarek could not get off the block, but only a yard on the run. Kayvon King, who we brought in the portal, he makes a big play. And it's a huge 3rd and 9. They had a 3rd and 14 earlier. They got that. The 3rd and 9 they will get as well. And here's number 5, the big human being that I noticed with a big catch. Man, 2 3rd and longs they convert on this one drive. That's tough. That is tough. Langston Bowling could not wrap up the running back, so Williams will clean it up. Earl Ishmael is the running back who just broke that tackle. You'd think that a 400-pound defensive tackle would be able to bring down a running back, but I guess not. Dominic Kirks, almost got number 2. But again, the quarterback gets it away. It's a theme in my videos. I get just close enough to think that I'm going to sack the quarterback, and then he just throws it away. Just think of how many sacks I could have every single season if all of my attempts were actually sacks. And that's a touchdown. Wow. That was a good throw by DeMarco Lasco. A really, really good throw. And we got killed on that first drive. All right. It looks like it's going to be one of those games. It looks like it's going to be one of those games. We're going to need another big defensive stand at some point during this game if we're going to hope to have any chance against Penn State or against Florida State. Cameron Poe will take it to the 20. That's fine. And here comes the offense. Tanner Applewhite will start the game. Who knows if Garnett's going to be out there to start, actually. It looks like Tanner Applewhite's going to come out there, but we've seen that before. We'll see what happens. And it is going to be Garnett. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they do that. I guess because Applewhite is technically the starter, but a lot of the plays in the playbook have Garnett in them, so that's probably why. But here comes Applewhite. And Cypress, I almost didn't see that safety there. He was kind of blending in with the logo at first. Greg Ard will get a nice handoff. I don't like playing road games because of the environment. It is pretty loud in here. Handoff. Look at the blocking. Greg Ard gonna do it all himself. The blocking was immaculate, and Greg Ard is gone. Touchdown, Delaware. Oh, that's a big run from the transfer. That is a big, big run from the transfer running back, making his name known. Huge. And that block was perfect. The lineman getting up to the 2nd level, even the 3rd level, to block and open up that run. And then all he had to do was beat one guy, and he did. He outran him. All right, so both offenses score on their first drive fairly easily for both of them, and the defense are going to have to adjust. Let's see if we can adjust. We've been getting close to the quarterback all night tonight. He's going to run out of the pocket and then fire. He's got a guy open. He stays on his feet, and we tackle him. I tell you, man, hit sticks do nothing. I really hope in 27 they make hit sticks more impactful like they used to be, because hit sticks do absolutely, it's almost a disservice to throw them, because it's just gonna, it helps the receiver, which is not how it should be. It puts them in better spots than previously. They should be absolutely destroyed every time they take a hit stick. Or, take a hit stick. That's... All right, they're going to give a first down there. I thought I tackled him to avoid the first down, but I didn't. The ball got across. The snap. Ooh, read option. Quarterback keeps. And Riley Pettijohn shuts that down. 2nd and 8. Good play. Good play by Pettijohn. And they're going to go with a read option. This time the receiver keeps it. And he gets the first down out of it. Okay. I didn't even register the receivers in the backfield there. He takes it for a first down. Florida State's getting a little creative here. They're going to go one-on-one. I'm pressing triangle. This time it forces the incomplete pass, which I like at least, but I wanted interception. That would have been real nice. We needed one. But at least triangle actually worked that time. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. Their running back, Ishmael, showing that they can do the same thing that Greg Ard can do. Our defense, man, it's Swiss cheese. It's Swiss cheese. Jarek Francis can't get there, but we force him into a sack. No, he broke out of it. Jarek Francis gets him. Oh my God, that was a roller coaster of emotions. I first thought that Jarek Francis was going to get him. We forced him to roll into Dominic Kirks. Kirks couldn't wrap him up. He slips out of it, and then Francis brings him down. A roller coaster of emotions. And he only gets a yard on that, and he takes hit. He gets a big shot, too. That was insane. I don't want to go through that anymore. That was crazy. First quarter is ending. They're at 3rd and 27. Are the Seminoles. This is a tough spot for this young quarterback. He's a sophomore. I'm not sure if he's a redshirt or if he's just a true sophomore, but he is a sophomore. And he's going to go for a lot of it. He broke the tackle and first down. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. I didn't even go with the hit stick. I went cut stick, and he broke the tackle. How do you break a cut stick tackle? My God, my luck is just insanely bad. 3rd and 27, he's going to get a first down. Really, that's what we're doing here. God, that's brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. Cannot break that tackle. I went with the cuts. I didn't even go for a regular hit stick or a regular arm tackle. I went cut stick to guarantee it. Crazy, 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 crazy. Sometimes this game, I think it does it on purpose. It's like sentient. It knows that it's going to make me angry if it does that, so it does it because it wants to see me in pain. That is a good play, good tackle, 4th and 4. And we forced a field goal. They shouldn't have had any points. It should have been a punt. But you know what? Forcing the field goal is the best case scenario considering they got that huge first down. So they take the lead back. It's 10-7, but at least it's not a touchdown, which means if we score our touchdown, we can take the lead and build from there. Deion Buck back to return. He's got 93 speed, but he doesn't really show it very often, does he? We got a read option here. Is it going to be Applewhite? It is Applewhite, so that means Ard's going to take it because I don't really feel like audibling. So Ard will grab it, and Ard will go nowhere. All right, they really shut that down, didn't they? The run game is going to be our key to winning, I think. It's our key to winning every game, really. I think Cypress is open. Micah Cypress drops the football. Really, Micah? You're going to be dropping it like that? You're going to be doing me dirty like that, really? Xavier Johnson's open enough. He's got it. First down and more. Good job, Xavier. We needed that. I tell you, man, he is the Keelan Rounds. He's in the Keelan Rounds role. That's exactly what Keelan Rounds would have done. He would have gotten the first down, secured it, clutch. He would have been amazing. And apparently I didn't do the right thing because Applewhite is still in on the QB blast, which is not good. So we're going to run it with him because it didn't accept my audible. I audibled, but they couldn't hear it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I put him in on the formations that have the QB blast in it, but apparently I didn't because he was just in there. So that's not good. Xavier Johnson drops the football. Oh, Xavier, you can't drop that, dog. Keelan would never. Keelan would never. We've got the first down and more with Garnett. You can't forget about Kenyon Garnett's legs. He is too good of a runner. He's definitely going to be all-time runner here in Delaware history when it's all said and done, especially now that Shelton Lighton left early for the NFL. Because it was going to be a debate whether who was going to get it between the two of them, as a holding call is going to come in so late. Oh, such a brutal holding call, man. It's Garrison Spanspawn. That's a tough call. 1st and 15. But it was a real debate on who was going to be the all-time leading rusher when it was all said and done, because Lighton had a good run for it because obviously he's the number one running back and he got a lot of usage those first couple of years. And then Garnett, who was getting a lot of usage as well as the quarterback. But Garnett's still here and Lighton's not here, so Garnett gets a whole extra year to put the numbers up. As Gregard gets the first down. And I'm really going to try and take this to the end of the half because I really do not want Florida State to get another possession here. And if they do, I just want it to be like a couple seconds or something. Xavier Johnson, big catch, first down. Because we're going to get the ball to start the second half, which is going to be huge for us. Did I just see Aaron Nolan playing for Georgia? All right. Aaron Nolan transferred to Georgia, and he's the starting quarterback leading the league in something. But that is a Cameron Poe touchdown. The Dragon Warrior has returned. And we've brought it down to the 6-second mark as we take the lead 14-10. About as good as you can ask for. About as good as you can ask for. And we're going to get the ball to start the second half. We can do the double dip. You know I love a good double dip. Get a big hit stick there. That was the longest second I've ever seen. It's still 3 seconds. And they're just going to kneel it down. They've accepted their fate in the half. They realize they can't do anything. So we will go to the half up 14-10 with the ball in the second half. It's all coming up juice. Good things can happen right here. Good things can happen. I believe. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Now we just got to turn on the chew clock and really just hold on for the next 2 quarters. That's really all we got to do. And here we go. Cameron Poe first down. No. Inches. Okay. That was a good stop, I guess. If you want to call it a good stop. And that's Poe again. Poe gets the first down. I want to keep calling these QB blasts, but it's not the right guy to be in the QB blast. Let's try the jet touch pass. I tried it last time. It did not work. So we'll try it this time and see if the blocking actually happens. Yes, they got the block this time, and Buck will get out to the outside. Man, that 93 speed really does not show, does it? Trust me, he's got 93 speed. That's why he's in on all the fast player plays. But it does not feel like it. Maybe his acceleration is not very big. I thought it was pretty high, but I don't know. He just doesn't feel very fast. Like Kenny Garnett, he feels fast. Cameron Poe feels decently fast, but not with Buck. It's weird. It's pretty weird. Let's go with a halfback slip screen. They're not going to be expecting it. They're not going to be expecting it. We get some good blocks. Poe will fight forward. Good job. I think that was also in 64, pushing him forward a little bit to give him that extra little boost. It was a nice little play. A nice little play. And we will go Xavier Johnson. Just check that down. Man, we're taking the entire quarter. You love to see it. This is not the play. It's just a traditional little run. Oh, but Poe's got to be very elusive. Got a tap dance around there. Try to avoid a big tackle. I don't like that interior defensive linemen for the opposing teams this episode have just bullied my offense. I don't like it one bit. Let's go stick and nod. This could be a Marquise Springs play, maybe a Dion Buck play on the corner, or a scramble with Garnett, and it looks like I can't move. There we go. Oh, God, I'm going to have to scramble now. I really couldn't move. That happens sometimes on those dropbacks where my quarterback just gets stuck. I'm just glad they didn't get an immediate rush there. And that's the end of the third quarter. We took the entire third quarter clock on this one drive. Beautiful. That's perfect. That is exactly what we needed to do. Because now we can try and score. Did he hear me? Oh, he's not going to be able to hear me, is he? It's the number 14 toughest place to play, presented by Lowe's. I don't think he can hear me. That's another holding call, so I'm just going to chuck it. Okay. Harper called for a hold. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. I mean, we really need a touchdown. We really do. Field goal basically does nothing for me here. That's an insanely close pass. How does that not get caught? I hate the fact that didn't get caught because I was trying to be a little creative there. I got to throw that Cypress. He holds on to that one. Why couldn't you hold on to the other one earlier? 3rd and 12. Ooh, Applewhite's on Applewhite's on the ground there. A little slow to get up. I don't like seeing that. We've already experienced in this dynasty having a quarterback get hurt Oh, that's open. Xavier Johnson wide open. Xavier Johnson taken down hard. It's probably for the best because that will give us a little bit more time to run some clock. But Xavier Johnson opens up for a big play. Handoff, and it's going to be, yeah, I mean, these interior defensive linemen are bullying my interior offensive linemen, and I don't like it. Handoff, Ard, he's going to get shut down. Is this going to have to be a pass? Do we have a pass in our system here? It is Kenyon Garnett. So if anything, a scramble could be possible. Scramble might have to be possible, although that's open. No, don't go to bounds. I tried to keep him in bounds, but the pass kind of just took him out. And I'm going to go for it. A field goal does nothing for us. We need a touchdown to beat this Florida State team. And that's wide open. It's Greg Ard. Touchdown, East Delaware. Oh, we got really aggressive there for really no reason. We didn't need the touch. I mean, we did need the touchdown. 21-10 is a much better spot than 17-10, obviously, but man, that was a really, really good drive and a really aggressive drive too. We got super lucky. We really did. But we scored at the end of the first half, which is perfect. That's what we needed to do. That's for one half of the double dip. And then we scored at the beginning of the second half, even though it is the fourth quarter. We did score. That was still the same drive of the first half. And now with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Florida State is down 2 scores, and it's a pick! It's DJ Pickett! DJ Pickett, his first big play as a Delaware Knight. Oh my God. The transfer comes in huge. A massive interception to pretty much seal this one. That's my fault. I ran right into the guy. To pretty much seal the deal on this win against Florida State. Oh, DJ, you played it perfectly, my guy. Beautiful. Greg Ard will take it for a gain of a couple. The Seminole dude, their mascot guy, he just stands there the whole time on his horse, or just sits there on his horse the whole time. I didn't realize. I thought he just went back to the locker room or something. I didn't know he stood on the sidelines the whole time. And Ard will get the first down. Huge, Greg. Huge. Imagine getting cooked by a guy named Greg. First down. They used all their timeouts. Florida State is in shambles. Down 2 scores. Getting run all over by the Dragon Warrior. And we'll try the touch pass again. We'll try the touch pass one more time. Can it work? 2 times. There it is. Throw me a block. I got it. Dion Buck, get to the outside. He got to the 2. That'll be the 2-minute warning. Man, 28-10 is going to feel so good. It's going to feel so good. Although they are looking to stop this run, but I believe in Greg Ard. Greg Ard is going to be in. Touchdown, East Delaware. That is the nail in the coffin. We are going to be 4-0. And we got a big game to start next episode. That week 5 game is next week against Virginia. And we've got already a bunch of guys on campus. So week 5 is going to end up being pretty big. But I do think we can blow out Virginia. At least it gives us a better chance than Clemson does. Clemson is going to be probably a grinded out type of game, considering how our defense plays at times. 28-10 is beautiful. I love another pick. Oh, Pettijohn, you got to flip the helmet around. You got to flip those hips. Hips? Turn that helmet around. Snag the interception. Like your buddy Cam Pruitt. Minute 45 to go in the game. Florida State's in shambles. They're obviously in passing territory here. And if I could tackle, they'd have a lot less yardage. But they're going hurry up. They're going all out passing. If we could just get to the quarterback, that'd be nice. Oh, he's going to chuck it deep. 1-on-1. You know what? Just try to swat it down. Never mind. He got cooked. Was that Peyton Morgan? I think it might have been Peyton Morgan. Jamie Pacheco. Are they going to review it? They're saying that they're asking if he had possession. I think it's about 2 feet. He got at least 1 in, which is all you need in college. That's a touchdown. I think that's 2 feet in. And it is Peyton Morgan, by the way. Shocker. That's a touchdown. It's a good throw from the quarterback. And good news, or good thing that we scored as many touchdowns as we did early because Florida State's starting to come back. They're obviously going to go onside here, so we got to be more prepared than we were against Penn State. Onside, and that is recovered by Coleman. He will go down, and that is the ball game. We will QB kneel it, and it was a good effort from Florida State, but that interception from DJ Pickett, man, sealed their fates. And we will be 4-0 to start this fourth season, to start our first championship defense. I'm liking the offense. I really like. The offense is playing unbelievably well. I'm clicking. Tanner Applewhite's a lot better than Cole Welliver. I just feel a little bit more comfortable with him for some reason. I don't know what it is. And obviously Kenny Garnett, I love. The offense is flowing. The defense, at times, can be flowing as we get locked out on a quarterback. We basically had no chance to get Isaac Hester, but it sucks to get locked out on him. And we will see where we are as we get ready for week 5 next episode. We are number 2 in the country now. Okay, Arkansas is falling behind. We are building some good influence on Sean Washington. Cordell Bloom, not as much influence, but we're still building some good stuff. The pro potential thing is a little scary for me, but right now it's doing well. Vince Peters, we're growing, but Arkansas is starting to fight. Damian Foster, we're growing. We're going to need that visit week to go really, really well. Andre Ejiofor, battling with Duke. That's going to be a tough battle. Gene Hendricks, we got to get on campus, but he's another 40 visit. Marquise Sharga, nobody's even going after. Leon Stanzi, Dennis Eichenberg, we've fallen behind Notre Dame. Look at that influence that Notre Dame is getting. We got to make some tough choices. We are still in the lead for against Auburn for Littlejohn, but they are gaining a lot. Week 5 is going to be big. Week 5 is going to be massive. We're still good for these guys because nobody's going after them. So we're still good for them. Sean Gray is in a tough spot. We'll take off Isaac Hester off the board. We do have still a possibility of Ezekiel Jeffrey, but it's not looking good because we haven't really put any hours into him. We also have Tyrese Sheed, but Dion Cormier, we're climbing on Dion Cormier. I forgot that he was kind of on the board. He's a 5-star right tackle. Maybe I'll put some extra hours in after I schedule one of these visits. So who is the first guy that absolutely needs to be on campus? So Cordell Bloom, I think, is the first guy who needs to be on campus. And he's going to cost 40. So we got to get him as soon as possible. It looks like it's going to have to be the Clemson game. And we're going to do playing time for him. He is a 5-star corner. So there we go. We've done that. And I don't think anybody else is going to cost 20. 30, 25. Yeah, so we can just put, you know what? I'm probably going to put these last 20 hours onto that 5-star right tackle. So let's take the 5 off of here and put 20. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Put 25 on Dion Cormier. And that's 35 now for him. And we'll see if that can help us stay in the battle for him. But this is going to be tough. I have a feeling we're going to have our heart broken a few times this season in recruiting, as we always do. But I'm hoping we can bring in a good class. Next episode, we will take on Virginia in game 1 of the doubleheader. And then game 2 is going to be against NC State. So 2 games that we should win pretty easily. But this week 5 game, needs to be a blowout. We got to impress a lot of guys if we want to win these recruitments. We'll see what happens. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club. Remember, we are going after 5,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me get there, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and that would really be appreciated. That's going to do it for me, though. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.